What is the most realistic simulation ever?
The one that we're in right now.
Now, last video I was talking about a fourth dimensional being or what fourth dimensional beings can do. Now, if a fourth dimensional being can walk in and out of things and predict time and do every single thing that we can't do, it because they're in a higher dimension. Now, check it. As third dimensional beings, we have created two dimensional beings, which is a character in a video game. We can program a character in a video game to have a certain personality, to do whatever we want. Now, this character in the video game, with whatever type of consciousness it has, if it has a consciousness or if we can give it a consciousness, it cannot perceive the third dimensional world. It cannot perceive stepping out of that game and living in our world. Just like many people in the third dimension cannot perceive the fourth dimension without really thinking and talking about it. But if we can create two-dimensional beings, a fourth dimensional being can create a three-dimensional being. Not only can they create us, they can create us in the way that the Bible says. I know all the atheists are going to go crazy, but hear me out. If you're a theist, we can be coded. This whole universe can be in code. So if you was coding and you were to say, let there be light in a computer system and code the light, it would just appear if you write it in code. You know, if you do a little JavaScript or whatever, you can just write something down and then it'll happen. So what if everything we know was just made in code from a being in a higher dimension? Or we can create beings in lower dimension, and then we can bring those beings in lower dimensions to third dimension, and the process goes on. You know, this was talked about by Neil deGrasse, even Elon Musk speaks about this. It's called the simulation theory, by the way. The simulation theory is a theory that all of us are living in a simulation. And it's a very interesting theory. When I thought about the simulation theory, I said, oh, so maybe in the book of Genesis, it said, let there be light and things like that. It can happen if we're in a simulation. If this is just an entire video game, and it's like the Matrix, and there's codes going on in the Matrix. The thing is, we cannot fly up into the sky like Neo from the Matrix. I know everybody thinks, well, we're in the Matrix, we want to hack it. Maybe there is hacks, but that we cannot do because it's not in our coding. It's not in our program. We can only do things that we're programmed to do. The laws of physics is within our programming, so we cannot break out of it. Now, there are certain things that we could do with mathematics that might be able to hack certain things. That's why when we see supernatural things that happen, it's like glitches in the Matrix. Why? Because they're glitches in the Matrix. We are in some type of Matrix. So you have to understand how powerful the fourth dimensional being is. Neil deGrasse was explaining this, like if you had a fourth dimensional being, they could reach in you and just do surgery on whatever organ you need surgery on. They don't have to cut you open, because when you're cutting something open, you're in the third dimension. They cannot see inside you. When you're in the fourth dimension, you can see everything inside and behind something. Everything is transparent. Remember, I said that the fourth dimension is transparency. So a fourth dimensional being can see inside you. Just like if we're a three-dimensional being, we can just tear up a piece of paper that we drew of a character, or we can use code to open up a creature that we created, and we can just remake it however we want and reanimate it however we want. Now, a fourth dimensional creature, such as God, can just animate us any way he wants to do. He, she, or it, in case anybody wants to debate the gender of God, whoever that creature is, they can just reanimate us in any way that they want to do. You know, I was looking on a Facebook post in this group called Metaphysics. Somebody said that we cannot perceive nothing. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it is. If I find out who it is, I'm sorry, I don't remember, but I remember the conversation. No, we cannot perceive nothing. Because when you think of nothing, you think of blackness. And blackness is a color, and a color is something. We cannot perceive nothing. We know nothing will be transparent, but if it's all nothing and nothing behind nothing, we cannot perceive what that would look like. Hence, we cannot really perceive the fourth dimension fully or what a fourth dimensional being can do. But we can bet that a fourth dimensional being can do anything that we can imagine in the third dimension, just like us as a programmer can do anything that a two-dimensional being can imagine. A two-dimensional being that's in a video game can't even imagine the power that we have over them. The fact that we can just erase their whole world in 1 second by pressing one button, they can't understand that. So imagine the power of a fourth dimensional being that's controlling us from a whole different dimension and what they can actually do to us or with us. That's just basically breaking down the simulation theory. And I'm explaining how this is the greatest simulation ever. Our world, our universe that we are living in. But anyway, it's your boy Stephen Wesley Graham. You know what I'm saying? I also do poetry. If you want to check out some of my poetry, check the link below. You know what I'm saying? It's done, written by me in the AI voice of an old man to give it an old vintage feel. I got a few albums there. It's all on Bandcamp. You know what I'm saying? Just leave a donation and you can download that album on Bandcamp. The link is below. And also all my social media. And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I'll always be dropping at least every week a new video. You know what I'm saying? Metaphysics, spiritual knowledge, all that. But y'all take care. Peace.